we're staying with Doomsday. Starting to really get into it more about the rumors, the things that's happening. There's a new rumor about as far as how they're going to start marketing the movie. And this is the rumor from Comic Book Movie. Marvel Studios has some unique plans to market the Avengers Doomsday heading into 2026. I mean, he looks great. I mean, even that's I think that's the art, but it looks great. Marvel Studios surprised us yesterday with a first look at Avengers Doomsday, Doctor Doom, and we now have some very intriguing insights into how Disney intends to market the movie. Josh Wilden yesterday brought our first look at Avengers. Get out of here. You hear what I'm saying to you? Get out of here. Yesterday brought our first look at Avengers Doomsday, and that unexpected sneak peek might be a very deliberate move on Marvel Studios' part to build anticipation for its biggest and only not counting a certain web-slinging Sony Pictures co-production of 2026. The cryptic 4K Qual X account has proven itself a hugely reliable source for trailer and runtime leaks, and it has now shared some insights into Disney's plans for this long-awaited Avengers Endgame follow-up. Here's we can expect to be drip-fed bits and pieces of intel and various other teases over the next 9 months, with the marketing campaign really ramping up in the summer of 2026. Apparently, they want to market Doomsday like they did Endgame, little but huge, the insider explains, dropping small teases here and there, and then we're about 6 to 5 months away from the release. Then they'll aggressively market the film. They'll also leverage past films for a bit of the marketing drive as well. This lines up with what we've had since that big casting reveal. News of Ryan Reynolds joining the ensemble generated quite a bit of excitement recently. While we've since been treated to that Doctor Doom promo art, we don't know when the rest of the actors in the movie will be announced, but the anticipation among fans for that is already palpable. Kicking things off next summer also means that Marvel Studios can get a trailer in front of Spider-Man Brand New Day. Plus, it seems inevitable that the movie's post-credit scene will set the stage for the start of the Multiverse Saga's 2-part finale. That last part about leveraging past films is almost interesting and suggests that we're either getting re-releases or marketing campaigns that leaned heavily on the glory days of the Infinity Saga. It's not a bad way to win back moviegoers suffering from superhero fatigue. So there's more updates there. Okay, so if they do indeed market it this way, the way they did Endgame, I think this is the way to go. I think this makes sense because, Winston, I think what it does is it keeps the movie in the conversation. And I can't remember, I don't think it was this show. I can't remember where it was. But I wasn't the show because I talked about it. I think it was with Roka. When it comes to Doomsday, and we've asked a bunch of different people, like, what are your most anticipated movies? Like, you know what? I'm not even thinking about Doomsday. Doomsday is like my third or fourth. And everyone would say, well, it's Spider-Man or something else. And I said the same thing. Myself and everybody who said that are full of shit. Everybody. Because this moment, because we don't have anything yet. We don't have anything yet. We don't have any trailers. We don't have any imagery. When you start to see this type of cast, when you start to see Doom, when you start to see the scale of this, it's quickly going to jump on people's most anticipated. Piecing it out like this and dropping the breadcrumbs, is this the way to go? I've been getting a lot of comments lately. I've been taking care of myself, and people keep asking me, like, what's your secret? What have you been doing? And I said, yes, look, working out, doing some stuff, exercise, it helps tremendously, but it's really all about diet. It's about what you're putting in your body. And I'm telling you, man, Factor has been crucial to that journey. So Factor, you get so many different meals and so many different options, 65 weekly meals made for how I live, how I eat. I got so many more ways now to fit in a real meal whenever the day takes me. And it gets tricky for me, especially during the screenings and everything too. I need something, and I got it through Factor. So the way it works, you choose from a wider selection of weekly meal options. It can be seafood choices. I love seafood. I love salmon. I love shrimp. No extra cost. You can support your wellness goals. You savor your global flavors. For the first time, try Asian-inspired meals with bold flavors influenced by China, Thailand, and some more. For more choices to better nutrition, that is why 97% of customers say that Factor helped them live a healthier life. Put me in that 97%. Feel the difference, no matter your routine. I've been checking it out. You should be checking it out. Go and use it. Eat smart at factormeals.com/Kristian50off and use that code Kristian50off. You get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That is the code Kristian50off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's the deal. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer is only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase.
No, I think that it is. I think you don't want to go heavy-handed at the end. Like you can, but only because you've been building up. I'm saying you don't want to just all of a sudden we're 4 months out and then here's all the advertising. I think it would be very smart, similar to the chairs, because we bring that up a lot. What the chairs did, not just numbers wise, but money wise for Disney, just to put that on the internet and have people watch it. So I think that would be smart. Now, Chris and I did talk about this last Friday, and it's there's 4 movies coming out next year, superhero wise. It's Beyond the Spider-Verse, Supergirl, Doomsday, and the Batman 2. And we had actually and we kind of ranked it. And I'll be honest, and I still stand by this right now, but it was also based upon, like you said, what we had at the time. I actually said Spider-Man, then Supergirl, then Doomsday, and then the Batman. And that's just from the standpoint of, because the MCU has been a little hit or miss right now, I obviously care about this movie, but having read Woman of Tomorrow and kind of liking where they get, it felt like they really did start it off where it's supposed to go. I know you didn't like her little cameo, but you haven't read the story and whatnot. And how much I love the Spider-Verse films. That's why it's in that order. If MCU had never fallen off in any form or fashion, it probably would have been number 1. But for where we are right now, that's just where my feelings are.
Right.
But it doesn't mean it won't change.
When you made your list, by the way, the Batman part that was before it got pushed, right?
Before it got pushed, but because this was whatever that list came out from Comic Book Movie last week. We were covering that.
Oh, so. Last week? Well, it got pushed a couple weeks ago. So
let me double check, and maybe there's a 4th movie I'm confusing with it, but
either way, yeah, I get what you're saying. So yeah, I think that the marketing to me makes sense. And how they're doing it, how they're pushing it. Chris, you feel the same way?
Yeah, and I think to Winston's point, you can't just bombard us with stuff at the end. It needs to be this kind of insightful and well-planned crescendo. It needs to build to something, because if we just get this huge smattering where we're getting bombarded with advertisements at the end, that does play into the idea of that superhero fatigue of, but what are you building towards? What are you giving me? Right. And the great thing about the Infinity kind of promos and everything that they did, Infinity War, Endgame, all of those, is that you got these nice little tidbits that made you want more. It was a amuse-bouche for a film, all right? And that's what a trailer should be. It makes you want to go in there and get that plate, right? It makes you want to go dive in. And so that's what they need to do here. And I love this kind of procedure. It's really strong marketing. Oh my gosh, somewhere my dad is high-fiving 1,000 angels because I'm using my degree. It's really, really great marketing though, because you do want to give people just enough of a taste that they are intrigued, but we also don't want what we've seen in the past, where a trailer then tells us everything that's going to happen in that movie. And Disney in the past for these big events has been very smart with doing some, clever editing, moving some things around, not giving us the whole picture, but giving us enough that we know who our big bad is, what the plot points are, and what's at stake. And I think if you do that slow build over time, you do get people back on board. You remind them that Marvel movies are an event to go to. You don't want to miss out. You don't want to get things spoiled. You got to be in theaters to go see it. And I think that kind of approach is really what they should be doing for most things. I think Fantastic Four could have had a better time if we got that little smattering and then built and built and built.
And
because I know for because that was one of my things with that movie was, I'm in this industry. I talk about this all the time. Right. Why am I not seeing more of this? So I'm glad they're going back to that.
What do you guys make of it? Should they do it this way? Should they just wait and say, no, put a trailer out here, trailer there, or should they sprinkle it this particular way? Put your thoughts in there. If it is during the live show right now, if it's on the replay, or if it is on a Clips channel, hopefully you're checking out that Clips channel, you're subscribed to that Clips channel, please and thank you.